I will take the black coffee now. Because I forgot that this doesn't come first. The side quest.
Yes.
I was trying to look out for you, Mike.
You really, really were.
How many roads must a man walk down? Some say 42, others say different numbers. There's lots of numbers. We have walked down one road toward the greatest anime of all time. 100 of them right now. We have come down the road, the only road, to Toronto, Canada. Which is not how a real Canadian says it. I won't tell you how a real Canadian says it, so when you Americans come here later, we can check you. We can check you and kick your asses out of our country.
You can tell we're Americans by the way we walk. We look like we're going somewhere.
I'm Tristan.
I'm Miles.
I'm Geoff, and this is our quest for the best. And boy, do we have a real good anime that we're going to talk about, which we watched last night today. But first, it is time for our question of the week, which comes to us from Mr. Sean Gardner 22 on YouTube, who asks, what series needs a remake?
Soul Eater.
Yeah.
So my first thought of this is a purely commercial question because from an art perspective, there's very little I personally care about getting remaked. And then Tristan says...
says the correct answer.
No, the correct answer is Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer.
Oh, never mind. I have a real answer, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how can something get remade if it never existed in the
first place?
Yeah,
That's not a
exactly.
remake.
Which is why, I would really like to eventually see a second season of The Promised Neverland.
I'd really like to see an adaptation of Tsukihime.
That'd be great.
I know. I love that visual novel.
Sounds like we got a lot of options.
Yeah, we do have a lot
So-
of options. I mean,
For the kids at home, which mean the average anime viewer was not born when Soul Eater came out.
That you didn't have to critical hit me like that, Miles.
So I'm being a little
not-
hyperbolic. I'm being hyperbolic. But
they were 4 when...
by the time half of the people who listen to this in the annals of time listen to this episode, it'll be true.
You're not wrong.
So I'm just saying, listen, I listen to a lot of old podcasts. You are listening, if you're listening from the year 2030 or beyond, I'm sorry. I hope America is still there.
Me too. I hope it's not the
Canada-
scenario.
Canada's still
I
there.
hope Canada's still there.
I really hope Canada's still there. America, I can take or leave.
But Tristan, to your point, Soul Eater.
Yes.
Does anyone know? Can you tell the listeners at home why Soul Eater should get a remake if they've watched and like me thought it was great, and then Excalibur happens, and then you in your
Excalibur from the United States.
in my
He's coming to California.
in my
It's not a perfect quote. It's been a long time, but that's actually pretty close.
pretty good. In my childish edgelordy phase,
Yes.
I was very anti Excalibur. I've turned around on that, but
Yeah.
please tell me why I loved the first 12 episodes or so of Soul Eater, 15 episodes, and then why you think it needs a remake all the same.
For the exact same reason why Fullmetal Alchemist 2003 needed a remake, and they made Brotherhood, which arguably some people will say is one of the best anime adaptations ever. We'll get to that.
Slightly below FMAO3.
Yeah.
No. I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. The exact same reason, because it wasn't written by the same mangaka, but it was adapted by Bones.
Love
And-
Bones.
And for the exact same reasons, they followed the manga until there was no manga left. And then they kind of did their own thing, which is fine. It's passable. It's okay.
And then
it's
they-
enjoyable. It's still a good show.
Yeah.
But also, the end of Fullmetal Alchemist 2003 is okay. It's a good show.
No, actually, the end of Fullmetal Alchemist 2003 bangs. The end of Soul Eater is okay. It's a good show.
It's okay. It's a good show.
Yeah. But I mean, are you not happy with? Are you not happy?
I am
with the
not
addition of
happy.
Soul Eater.
I am not happy.
Fun fact: Soul Eater Not is the lowest rated Bones anime.
I can believe that. I absolutely believe
Not.
It's not.
Although there is another Soul Eater sequel, which currently has a season airing right now. And actually, it's manga spoilers that it is a Soul Eater sequel. But
what is that?
Fire Force.
Is that really a sequel?
Fire Force, yeah.
I knew it was written by the same.
No, the end it reveals it's a canonical sequel to Soul Eater. Which is going to be really confusing for anime onlys because it does not connect to the canon of the anime at all.
Well, unfortunate.
But maybe when it's finished,
maybe
when it's finished,
it'll be a good time.
They'll do a Soul Eater remake. That'd be a good time for it.
Do you like Fire Force, Tristan?
So the thing that it's been on a list of things that I want remade for a very long time. And the main reason I brought it up with such a passion is because virtually everything else that I've ever put on that list has gotten a remake or something.
Spice and Wolf?
Spice and Wolf. Oh my God, Spice and Wolf. So good.
Both Spice and Wolves.
Both Spice and Wolves are good. Like, I still love Spice and Wolf. Spice and Wolf was more of I wanted a season 3 after the bull ending of season 2. I can censor that in post. It's fine. I wanted that more of a season 3, less of a remake. However,
the remake. Did you ever imagine in your wildest wet dreams that you would be getting Kevin Penkin scored Spice and Wolf?
Even just saying that now is like, man.
We can go more into this when we eventually talk about Spice and Wolf, because we're eventually talking about Spice and Wolf.
Let's give the remake a little bit more time to
not only that,
roll out.
But here's the thing: when you say that almost makes people want to say that Kevin Penkin's is far and away better than the original,
which it is not. That is the
original is so good and so nostalgic.
Honestly, one of my favorite anime soundtracks of all time.
Precisely,
and the best openings and endings of that era.
Oh yeah, by far. That's one of the earliest What's in an OPs I ever did.
Yeah.
Which very few people watched.
Yeah. But with that, yes, Kevin Penkin's music is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. Like I would have liked differently great.
I would have liked some leitmotifs from the original soundtrack, but I realize that is probably like more of a licensing. Not every remake soundtrack can be Brotherhood that allows brothers to be used in Brotherhood, despite it being a main track from 2003.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know. Yeah, I don't know what. We should just ask Kevin what the situation was there, because he might have also just wanted to put his own musical stamp on it. Yeah. And I respect the hell out of that.
Yeah.
I mean, also like because Spice and Wolf is such a weird situation because it's like the same director and a lot of the same staff doing the remake.
Yep.
Which like Brotherhood was a completely different team at Bones. And most of the time, it's a completely different team that does a remake. It's very rare for a remake.
Most of the time, the people are dead.
That too.
But I know, so you said a lot of your favorites got remade. I know you just hated the original Kino's Journey, and we're so happy that got remade, right?
I mean, both yes and no. Because the
remake was actually pretty good.
I like the remake. I don't like hey, we're going to go put out an online survey to have people tell us what are the favorite arcs from Kino's Journey and only adapt those.
And then they did all the same ones again.
And they did most of the same ones from the original.
Because those were animated and therefore people's favorites.
I know. And that was depressing. That was not great. But otherwise, the Kino Journey adaptation.
It wasn't as vibey, but like it was.
No, yeah, because I get that it was like, oh, well, it's new, cleaner visuals and everything, but I like the aesthetic style of the Okino's Journey. I liked how it looked like it had scan. Well, it did have scan lines. Like the old timey view of it. I liked that.
Yeah,
it was good vibes.
Both Kino's Journeys are great.
But both Kino's Journeys are great. Could have been a lot better, but both Kino's Journeys are great.
I think the only case where like a remake is really necessary though is when the original was bad, right?
Either bad or could not, or for whatever reason didn't do things as well as they could have.
Well, so like I think of Rama. Rama's a really interesting example where the remake is on one level completely unnecessary. On the other hand, if it's bringing in a new audience to a great story that feels just as timeless as it did 40 years ago.
Yeah.
With snappier comedy and a more accurate adaptation to the manga.
Yeah, I mean, like with all that, like does it besmirch the original's reputation? Maybe a little, but like I don't feel it's necessary but I also don't feel it's disrespectful.
Yeah, I see.
It's a commercial thing. That's my point.
Yeah, no, I like that Ranma exists. I like that Anne Shirley exists a lot. I mean, Anne Shirley's not really a remake; it's just a different adaptation of the source material.
Yeah, in the same sense that I would say that any Ghost in the Shell is just another adaptation of the manga. Of
But
Ghost
also,
in the Shell.
Anne Shirley would not exist without Akage no An, probably as a TV project. It wouldn't have had that budget.
There's a good chance. Like, we don't know for absolutely sure, but that I could believe that if that was a trivia fact.
I'm also not upset at redoing Digipaint era shows.
Yeah.
To be honest, like this Shaman King, I'm very happy for all 5 Shaman King fans that got remade. And I think that a lot of things from that era could really are kind of.
See, I'm Shaman King fans, and I wasn't super big on the remake.
Yeah, but you weren't big on the original either.
I'm Shaman King fans.
No, it doesn't hold up, dude. Have you watched the anime? The first Shaman King anime? As an adult? As a man?
Recently?
See,
as a grown-up?
All of my mental excuses for why it doesn't hold up go down to 4Kids dub. So I have that like extra layer of like, no, it's good. It was just 4 kids.
It was just 4 kids.
I mean, I'm like, and I'm also like, I love the One Piece anime, and I think that the first 250 episodes of the One Piece anime are exactly perfect as is, and I don't really need to see them remade. But I also
you will be sat for the One Piece.
It doesn't even matter if I'm sat, but I am. Yes, yes. But also, I want it as like it's really hard to onboard new One Piece fans, and so pragmatically, and again commercially, I'm like, this is probably like it's with Ranma. Like, if this gets more people to get into like these legacy franchises that are worth getting into and worth keeping up and worth maintaining their relevance. I mean, One Piece is not a legacy franchise.
But so One Piece, I mean, One Piece has like 2 different entry points now, which is great because the live actions also are really good.
Banged over the head and dragged into your friend's apartment is one entryway, and what's the other one?
That's the best entry point. 2, there's the live action show. 3, there will be the One Piece. The live action show is good.
No, it's good. It's quite good.
Yeah,
it's quite good. But
however,
thinking of it as an entry point into One Piece,
even though that is what it is and what it was for millions of people.
Can I tell you a funny story about this?
Yeah.
So my best friend growing up, had zero interest in anime other than like Princess Mononoke, which we watched together all the time. We would watch a bunch of like foreign films together, and then it would come to the Japanese stuff, and he's like, nope, not for me. Like even the live action Japanese stuff, but like for whatever reason, he just wasn't interested in specifically anime films or anime shows. But we would watch all sorts of all crazy weird stuff. I was hanging out with him, hadn't seen him for like a year and a half. And he's like, by the way, I've watched 500 episodes of One Piece since we last talked.
And it's because of the show.
And it's because of the show. And then he's told me that our other friend, like the other part of our trio in high school, convinced his dad to watch all of my friend's dad to watch all of One Piece TV because he's like, oh, you guys really like Pirates of the Caribbean and Black Sails, right?
Watch the show.
Watch this pirate show on Netflix. It's really popular.
And hey, there's a whole cartoon you can watch too.
Well, he was so mad because it's like, this is not a pirate show. This is not a pirate show. Now he's watching the anime too.
I mean, it is. Yeah. It is a pirate show. It's just Muppet Treasure Island as an entire TV show, which is.
And that's fantastic.
I mean, you say, I want to watch nothing more in my life, but also that's how I felt One Piece. So.
Yeah. I forget the point I was trying to make about Remake. What I think, like on the one hand, it's really good to have those entry points, right? It does worry me that there's like a sense of it invalidating the original for the younger generation, and like
I know enough people who went back to the original Ranma after sampling Ranma, including producer Chloe is one of those people.
Okay, well,
so like there's that.
I think some people will go back to Akane no An.
Yeah, I mean, I did after watching Anne Shirley. I was like, oh, shit, I gotta go back and watch this. Yeah, and it's peak. I mean, it's Takahata, of course, it's peak.
Yeah,
and the new Ghost in the Shell, the like upcoming Ghost in the Shell movie by Science Saru. Like, I don't.
Is it a movie?
I don't know.
I thought it was a TV show. I thought it was a TV adaptation of the manga.
It's gonna look like a movie no matter what
because it's Science Saru.
Yeah,
love you, Science Saru. No matter what, it's gonna look good. So it's.
Abel Gongora, call us. We want to do a podcast with you.
A big Ghost in the Shell guy over here, right? Do you like the manga?
Yes.
Oh, okay, then cool. You get a whole brand new show.
Yeah.
That's vaguely
but the manga's like very different.
The manga is more different from any Ghost in the Shell adaptation than any two Ghost in the Shell adaptations.
Because honestly, I feel like from a tone perspective, the best adaptation of Ghost in the Shell is actually any of the Appleseed adaptations. Because tonally, I feel like they're very similar.
Yeah,
and Appleseed fits the manga of Ghost in the Shell better than any of the Ghost in the Shells. But like when it's like you get Mamoru Oshii going and making Ghost in the Shell 95 and Innocence, it's like...
It's no wonder people were chasing Oshii's coattails for 2 decades.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Still, to this day.
He's still, on other things, but now Ghost in the Shell finally escapes that shadow and gets to go back to another crack at the source material instead of...
Carjo.
Don't even talk about ScarJo.
We've had some good adaptations and we've had some bad ones. The original standalone complex is phenomenal.
I mean, bad adaptations?
No. Actually,
Arise?
I take it back. No, we've had no bad adaptations of Ghost in the Shell.
Arise?
What is that? We already kill quested solo leveling. What are you talking about?
Yeah. You know, the Rising of the Shield here.
The Rising of the Shield.
The Arise. Yeah, okay. So my kind of, if it is pushing people to go check out the original, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like, for example, I don't know if I'd ever want a Gundam remake.
So like 79 Gundam?
I feel like 0079.
I feel like Universal Century is too large that if somebody said that they were going to do that, I was like, but you're not going to do it. You're not going to do
the whole UC and then
you're only going to do 79, or you're only going to do the highlights of 79. I was about to say,
they're not going to do all the random like Doran Island level stuff, even though they just did.
Yeah, because here's the thing: if they said they were going to go do a 0079 remake, they'd essentially need to be saying, "Hey, we're going to go and remake the film trilogy." But that would get me worried because then if they made the first one and it bombed, what's going to happen to the other two?
Yeah, I mean, Gundam would never bomb, at least not in Japan, but
do not meet expectations.
Yeah, but like to me, like I think the G-Quacks approach is like a better way of getting people into Gundam, like OG Gundam. I've seen a lot of people be like, I'm checking out 0079 because of my video, but also because of G-Quacks.
I mean, I did see a lot of people go back to older Gundam, even with Witch of Mercury as well.
Yeah.
Because that was the entry point for a lot of weirdos.
Yeah.
And weirdos are the people who are most likely to go back. But that also brings up the larger point, which is why I'm not worried about
remakes doing this.
Which is no one watches old anime. No one.
Yeah.
Like the amount of people who actively are watching old anime, and even people like ourselves, well, I'll say me because it's your guys' job to watch new anime.
Fair.
It's only kind of my job to watch some new anime, right? But like I watch probably more anime made in the last 2 years than I watched made before the year I was born.
Yeah, no,
which is not ideal. In a perfect world, if I could pick everything I watched, I'd watch mostly things from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s.
80s, 90s, and now. Sorry.
Which is, I mean, low-key, this podcast is a scam for you to finance us doing exactly
precisely that.
And hopefully you're watching good old anime too.
Well, I mean, if you're watching along with this episode because you saw that what the topic of today's episode is, you're watching from the bright old starry-eyed year of 2000.
Yes.
The thing is, more people are going back to Anne Shirley this year, or the original
Akage no An.
Akage no An, than in the past 10 years combined. I would put money down on it.
More people went back to Ranma last year and will continue going back to Ranma, hopefully.
I hope more people went back to see.
Man, I saw so many like horny posts of Sakuga from the Ranma movies in the immediate. But I mean, a lot of it was in this like, how dare they modernize this and take away the boobies, because there's all the culture war stuff around that now, which is like...
Shampoo is still hot.
Shampoo is still hot. You know, you don't need to see everybody's nipples in Ranma. I
That's a
will
brave
not complain. I like seeing everybody's nipples in Ranma.
I mean, once we do the free Iwatobi Swim Club episode, we can have the real Nipplegate discussion. So there was another anime I just thought of, which is I really enjoyed. Did either of you watch Nero?
No.
Detective Nero in like 2005?
No.
When I say like, I would really love some DigiPaint.
That's a remake you'd love to see?
I would love to see a new Nero anime. Like, it's one of my favorite Weekly Shonen Jump manga, theoretically. I haven't read it. I just watched all like 60 episodes of the anime. But the thing is, it does not hold up as an anime.
You know, the funny thing is, we're talking about DigiPaint era remakes, and yet the most prominent remake of a Digipaint era show was the Digipaint era show that needed it the most, Full Metal Alchemist. And I would say like FMAO3 is one of the first Digipaint era shows that like actually still holds up today aesthetically.
Yeah.
Like maybe some of the CGI is a little, but you know.
But watching the original, like I tried to go back to Nero a couple years ago, and I'm like, was this made in iMovie? Are these like the stock iMovie effects from when I was a teenager? It's just like very unpleasant at times. And so I think there's a lot of like really cool titles that came out in that era that are probably worth revisiting.
Not Cromartie High School. Another perfect example of Digipaint era.
Good Digipaint
adaptation. Well. I don't know if I'd adapt any of the like, or if I'd remake any of the like super aggressively mid 2000s harem anime. Because like those feel like they should be Digipaint.
Okay.
Love Hina aesthetically feels like it should be Digipaint. You know what I mean? And every Love Hina knockoff, and kind of that's part of why I love Girls Bravo so much, is because that's another one that just fits the Digipaint aesthetic. And I don't know why. It's just, you know, like those bubbly colors. Also Aoki directing. Aoki doesn't miss. I'm trying to think of a Digipaint era show that like I would want to see remade.
That hasn't already been.
Mars Daybreak. I would just love some more stuff in the Mars Daybreak universe. I would love to see Bones go back there instead of ruining Eureka 7 more.
Maybe Bones should go back and do Razafon again.
Razafon would be cool. I guess remakes are just good for the publicity of older shows, just unambiguously.
I feel like we've talked ourselves into this pretty effectively.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's going to be something that'll really piss off the anime old heads to say, because like it's going to make people not watch the old stuff.
And to a point, not everybody that you get to watch on is going to go back.
Yeah,
never going to happen.
I mean, which is, I feel like On also is a best case scenario because it's a Studio Ghibli founder and people like Studio Ghibli. So like if they go check it out, they'll just be like, oh, okay, this is some Ghibli stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's going to go back and watch Rose of Versailles because of the Rose of Versailles movie, even though they should, because like...
Well, no, because it's only like a very small portion.
Yeah, you're right. It is only a very small snippet. And yeah, I mean,
the original holds up. The Dazaki one?
Yeah, no, it's probably the best storyboarded anime of that year. Or best.
Okay, so the Dazaki anime of the year was the best storyboarded anime of the year was made. Wow.
I mean, the competition is Gundam and Akage no An.
Oh, I guess that's true.
That's fair.
Okay.
Like that's a very impressive thing to say.
I was about to say the worst Dazaki anime has the makings of a film genius.
Mm-hmm.
It may be garbage to watch, but like there's some stuff in the later years, you know.
Yeah.
Still.
This year just really feels like anime producers want us to go back to 1979.
And what's that one?
And Shirley Akage no An for the last year, and
The Spike.
The Spike is the same at the same point.
Yep.
Cool.
Although you do see Anne Shirley carrying up while Akage no An dips down, which is...
Well, it'll go back up once it's over.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably.
Especially because, you know, with cores being how they are, this season probably won't finish the story.
No, it won't. There's no way.
Yeah, so people will have to go watch Akage no An. Like they had to go watch Ranma, and then we're probably immensely disappointed because everything after where the anime is actually no, it's only 13 episodes of the current season, right? So there's still like half a season of peak Ranma left, and then a couple seasons of pretty good Ranma, and then a couple seasons of the absolute worst Ranma, and then it gets back up to being pretty good Ranma.
And Urusei Yatsura, which I love the original dearly. I've heard only good things about the remake.
Did people go back and watch the original because of the remake?
Did people go watch Beautiful Dreamer because of the remake?
Well, so the people didn't watch the remake. So, like...
At least not in North America.
Not in North America. I mean, the thing is, I don't even know if they did in Japan. I really feel like this was just... They made this anime because they could get paid to...
Animate Lum?
Well, so yeah, that's the advantage from the animator side. But really, like, it's just an excuse to put out new lines of merch, new pachinko machines with a new character design.
I mean, I've seen Lum on the side of enough buildings to know that it was probably economically validated.
I mean, I've spent over $150 on new Lum merchandise without needing to have watched the new anime because the character design is still very good.
When we were walking around Japan, there was like at least 3 moments I heard you say out loud, I want to buy that, but I've bought too much Lum merch already.
Yeah, no, like it. Thank God for the new Urusei Yatsura because it deprives my children of their college funds. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm really thankful for the new Ranma thing because it means I can buy some Ranma merch finally. There's not that much like good Ranma figures. It like came out in the era before good anime figures, and it did not carry through. At least not in Japan.
I mean, you could get some really skeevy home kits if you look hard enough on Yahoo Auctions Japan.
I should.
I was going to say, like, thank God for the new Spice and Wolf because I get good figures, but actually, Good Smile did put out a really nice Nendoroid of Holo.
Holo's been getting good figures
Holo's
the whole time.
Yeah.
I got Wedding Dress Holo. There's Frolicking Naked in the Field Holo. A lot of Frolicking Naked in the Field Holos. All of which are excellent. Have you followed? Do you follow the Spicy Tales Twitter?
Yes, I do,
dude.
I also played the new game on VR. Both of them.
Which very horny game.
Oh God, yeah. But it's VR. Hey, I want to be in a room with Holo the Wise Wolf.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like basically one step up from Wolf Girl and Me. Classic visual novel. If you guys don't know, look it up.
And then the sequel has their kid in it.
Also, yeah. But I mean, like, if you follow the Spicy Tales Twitter. Dude, just like he reposts so much like horny pics of art of like very specific fetishes with Holo. Dude loves the waifu that he created so much. It's not concerning, but like I follow.
That's beautiful. No, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. There's a lot of Holo feet pics on there.
Here's the thing. If your work, if your artistry can inspire such depravity,
you've made it.
You've made it. And so like there's no shame in thriving on that energy.
I agree. I think we should move on to our side quest, and I also want to stand up and crack my back and turn the air conditioner on.
Let's do all 3 of those things.
So now that we have skipped forward ahead in time so that we didn't have to show any of that.
Should we microwave this for like...
No, it's fine.
No, we should.
No, it's actually very accurate.
yeah, no, you're right. Oh, yeah, and okay, so...
Yes.
Okay.
Our side quest of the week is a very special one because our very special boy here, Miles Thomas Atherton, descendant of...
George Washington.
Ben Frank.
I'm Canadian. I don't give a shit about American.
Descendant of Thomas Jefferson.
There's a little more connotations with that one, sir.
Yeah. I don't think... you're way too pale. But descendant of Benjamin Franklin. The most American man we know has come to Canada for the very first time.
And is now holding
his very first box of Timbits. Canadian Timbits. He's been to Tim Hortons in Glasgow.
He has not been to Tim Hortons.
He has not been to Tim Hortons, especially not modern Tim Hortons. So many Americans know that Tim Hortons is Canada's cultural hub, are the quintessential Canadian cuisine. And those Americans got that idea from, I don't know, stand-up comics 20 years ago.
Or something.
Because Tim Hortons is the worst-run food chain in the Western world. And
have you been to a Subway in the last decade?
Yeah, I have. Tim Hortons is a bakery and coffee shop, and Subway has better cookies and coffee than Tim Hortons does, my friend.
Who orders a coffee from Subway?
You can, and it's all right.
It doesn't mean you should.
I'd rather order a coffee from Subway than
Would you
from
rather
Tim
order
Hortons.
a coffee from Subway, or would you order a burger from Dairy Queen?
Yeah, I'd order a burger from Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen burgers are actually like, they're like really basic, like school fundraiser barbecue burgers, but like as school fundraiser barbecue burgers go, like sometimes you're in the mood for it. I'd rather have a pretzel from Dairy Queen.
So all of that to say, Tim Hortons used to be good, and that is why it is a cultural phenomenon.
And now we are subjecting Miles
to the not
to. I mean,
we could have subjected him to the good stuff, but that would have involved driving to. That one place
we do have some of the good stuff, which is all dressed potato chips.
Miss Vicky's all dressed.
Very
which is specific.
Yeah, that's a really. I mean,
all dressed in general.
Ruffles all dressed. I still feel like is the peak of all dressed, but
that's pretty American.
Yeah, Ruffles is American, isn't it?
Yeah, but Ruffles all dressed is Canadian.
Why? Because Ruffles is okay.
And
what's your logic here?
I'm just saying it.
Because it's all dressed makes it Canadian?
All dressed is only in Canada, right?
It's released in Canada, but it's an American company.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
elbows up, motherfucker.
What? No, buddy. You're right. You're right. That was a perfect time for an "I'm not your buddy" friend.
I'm not your buddy, friend.
I'm not your friend, guy.
I'm not your guy, buddy.
I'm not your buddy, friend. Anyway, Ruffles.
God, we peaked the mic so bad.
all dressed is the best flavor of Ruffles. And it's not even close.
It's the best flavor of chip.
It is ketchup sometimes, depending on the chip. I would rather have
maybe
I would rather
have
Lay's ketchup than Lay's all dressed.
No, I can't agree with that. I thought about it.
You thought about
it.
You did have to think about it.
I did.
Though. And it's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Yeah.
No, Crispers. I would rather have Crispers salt and vinegar ketchup than that's not true.
Ketchup.
Yeah. No, all dressed is pretty good. The problem Crispers all dressed just gets too much. I think Crispers are all Canadian too, right?
Never heard of them.
I've heard of them, but the fact that he hasn't,
you're
probably correct.
Made of potato like a chip, but baked like a cracker.
Pringle? So they're Pringles.
No, they're not. Or it might be they're made of wheat like
wheat.
Yeah, they're made of wheat like a cracker, but fried like a chip.
Either way, we're probably going to get corrected on that. All of that to say,
Miles is going to try his very first double with Timbits.
So you may have noticed me drinking Tim Hortons prior in this podcast.
That's because we specifically bought him two. When we told him we were going to get him coffee, I was like, obviously we're going to get you a double because that's what you do. And then Miles was like, I don't put sugar in coffee. And I'm like, if you're in Canada, you do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this appropriately where I'm having a sweet treat and a sweet drink to wash it down with, which seems absurd.
This is the country of maple syrup. What do you expect?
And that's just a regular black coffee. We should get your opinion on the black coffee.
Yeah, what was your opinion on the black coffee?
That was pretty good. I really liked it.
Pretty all right? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so look, do I have better coffee at, a Pete's? Yes. Established in Berkeley, 1967 or whatever. But speaking of Berkeley, one of my favorite beers growing up is Trumer Pills. And so I was always like, oh, it says made in Berkeley. And I was so excited. And then I went on my honeymoon and we were in Austria and in Salzburg, I'd see all this Trumer Pills stuff everywhere. And then I looked it up and there are two Trumer Pills breweries, one in Salzburg, and then their second one is in Berkeley. So the beer I thought was like my local hometown hero growing up was indeed an Austrian import.
I mean, it was your local hometown hero, though, because they did actually brew it in Berkeley.
They did using the Austrian.
But I mean, that's still like most American beer is brewed with recipes that they took from Europe. Okay, so
I'm opening the box.
Yes,
and I'm going to put something in my mouth.
We got a variety.
We got a variety.
Pack.
Oh wait, we actually got a variety.
Normally when you go to Timbits and you order a variety pack.
Well, no, normally if they ask you, hey, do you want a sort of Timbits, and you say yes, like a dumbass. Like a not good person.
They will give you
majority just plain Timbits because nobody ever gets plain Timbits unless they're getting it for children and they don't want to give them sugar.
Yeah, that's what they have left over after the lunch rush. But you actually got the honey glaze.
A decent assortment. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. That's a good assortment.
So in terms of how Tristan and I would rank this honey glazed chocolate, the jam stuffed, and then the old fashioned.
Yeah,
would be my like
old fashioned
tier
at the
list.
Top or bottom?
Bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, so I just don't have to listen to what you have to say about that.
No, you haven't had an old fashioned Timbit.
They're not good.
You'll find
We'll
out.
find out.
So, and again,
Maybe your opinion will be different.
I have had Timbits before. I've had Tim Hortons before. It's
No,
just
you haven't.
very different in Glasgow. I also just want to note, for the record, it's extremely funny that in my entire life, I've never been to Canada, though I've been to like 30 other countries and even lived abroad, and yet I've never gone to our fun neighbors in the north. So I'm very thank you, Tristan, for hosting me. Thank you, sometimes Canadian Geoff, for kind of hosting me. For being here at the same time as me.
Being here at the same time as you.
Cheers me. I don't want to do this alone.
Okay, I'll take a Choco Timbit. Cheers.
Bear and Krispy Kreme.
Love that mouthfeel.
That's actually like a pretty good Timbit. The chocolate one that I had was try the old fashioned.
I'm going in for an old fashioned with cute little sprinkles.
That might be birthday cake actually.
Yeah.
This is better than Dunkin'.
Okay.
All right. Nailed it.
Okay.
Good.
So Canadian culture is superior. Our worst donuts are better than your.
Standard.
To explain a thing,
Then
'cause
your
we
worst
kind of
donuts.
brushed it aside twice. Miles keeps saying that he has been to Tim Hortons before, but he absolutely hasn't, because where he's been is he's been to a building with the Tim Hortons logo on it that
In
happens to be
Glasgow.
located in Scotland, Glasgow specifically. And as someone who has been to Scotland, Tim Hortons, wonderful restaurant. Food standards are very different. In fact, it's better. It's just straight up better.
I saw you going back for a double dip on that double double. What do you think?
Well, I had two donut holes, so I had to get some. So the double tastes way too sweet. Why do people put sugar in their coffee? That's so absurd. It basically just tastes like sweet water now. There's no bitterness left.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's just a double though.
Yeah, that
you,
is.
you could go there and you could be like, hey, can I get a triple? Can I get a 5x5 or a 10x10? The 10x10 is absolutely insane, but
That's
I have seen it ordered before.
disgusting levels of decadence.
The ratios are just all wrong.
So you prefer the dark coffee, right?
Yeah.
And how would you rate the dark coffee, like on a scale of coffee? Like
The dark coffee was better than I'd get at any restaurant that's not a dedicated coffee place. Better than Starbucks.
That's good.
Starbucks is not very good.
that's
I mean,
actually
yeah.
I'm kind of surprised to hear you say that, because Tim Hortons' original coffee roast is now at McDonald's.
McDonald's Canada.
McDonald's
Not
Canada specific.
if you're in the United States,
can I take a honey
not,
glaze out
not
of there?
the same.
Please.
And thank you.
I mean, we got 20 of them.
Yeah.
Did you
But
make sure you eat all 20?
Yes.
Okay, this stuff. This is the last one I need to try of the
Yep.
five. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna try a old fashioned. Why not? Because I'm pretty sure this is actually birthday cake.
It
Go.
might be.
I think so.
What's the official name for just the plain Timbit with no icing on it? Just the straight up dough in a bowl.
Old fashioned.
That's old fashioned?
Mhm.
Then yeah, you haven't had an old fashioned.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't think there is any old-fashioned in
Yeah.
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 I
No.
was always curious because you keep picking things up and it's like, maybe this is the old fashioned. I'm like, I thought the old fashioned was literally just a plain Timbit.
Yeah. No. It's.
I don't think
it
there's
doesn't
any
have
plain Timbits
icing
in
on
there.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, again, considering that is anytime I've ordered an assortment of Timbits, the majority ends up being old fashions. And I'm quite fine with old fashions. I just don't like to order 20 Timbits and have at least 10 of them be all the same bare bones basic Timbits.
Man, I'm such a freak with my long arms.
a little bit,
I'm
yeah.
just like, you see, very useful. Yeah. I'm like a hub for this whole.
Thank you,
this
Mr.
whole setup.
Fantastic.
One time my doctor called me lanky because my wingspan is 6'4", even though I'm only 6'2". And then I kept having like minor dysmorphia thinking I was Lanky Kong because I was a child.
Man, that
He has no style. He
no,
has no-
I was just reminded there's a really good Joel Haver skit, which is Lanky Kong as a reaction tuber reacting to the release of the DK rap. And he's like, this is so great. It's just giving everybody ups, you know? He's the leader of the bunch. And
know
then he gets
him
to
well.
himself and he's like, he has no style. What is this? calls him up. It's self-deprecating. No, it's me deprecating. Really good. Joel Haver. People should watch Joel Haver
So
stuff.
all dressed chips.
All dressed chips.
Do I have to eat these right now? I'm like in coffee and donut mode.
you can have,
have
a
one-
singular chip.
have one chip.
Okay,
So
I'll have one chip.
A
an
singular
all dressed chip is vinegar, onion, pepper. Is kind of the.
I think ketchup's in there too.
This is the one, right?
ketchup.
Look,
Yeah.
look, the ingredients are on the back.
So we have
No, like the image of the ingredients are right there.
I mean, no, that's a pepper, not a tomato.
Is that?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a red pepper.
Oh.
we got these chips so I could try them on the pod.
Yeah.
And our producer Chloe,
Who is cracking up right now in the back?
cracked into them yesterday, which is totally fine. Like I don't need them to be the freshest of fresh. Like that's we could clip it up or what have you. But she was freaking out so much, she took the ironing board and the iron and ironed it back up so that we could open it satisfyingly on the pod.
I feel like people really need to see the job here.
She did an immaculate job. But according to her, it took longer.
Focuses correctly. I have no idea.
That's a long time.
Mainly because the iron had to heat up.
Having as a trading card enthusiast, this
You would have been fooled.
Yeah, I probably would have. No, it's way too crinkled at the top.
Totally
No, look at.
I mean, I can.
You can tell.
I can.
Mr. Magic the Gathering.
I thought it was a little weird when I looked. Oh, yeah, and that opens right up, but that's okay. They're still fresh. Miles,
Yes.
have your first all-dressed chip. I'm also.
Did you want to cheers it up?
Yes.
Let's cheers.
Are
Tristan.
you gonna make me eat stuff alone? Come on.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh, you got a wish chip too.
Nice.
It tastes like a potato chip, all right.
No culture, this man.
What do you think?
I think it tastes like a potato chip. It is indistinguishable from any other flavored variety of potato chip.
For anybody that is listening, we just all took a potato chip and ate it.
I gave a very satisfying crunch to that.
Yeah.
Which looked terrible for the camera, but great for the audio.
Okay.
Love you, audio listeners. Miles looking out for you. Canada,
Yazy won't be able to listen to this podcast episode.
Canada has been very kind to me because it's let me spend some time with my friends.
Except that one time.
Except that one time. But I will say, I would love to see anything other than exurban hell. I would have loved to see anything other than the immediate area right around the airport. And I would love to come back to this fine country and do literally anything else other than be in a hotel room for an entire weekend, even though it's the only thing I wanted to do this weekend.
Come to Edmonton. We have a mall.
He just said that he wanted to leave.
It's a really big mall.
A really big mall. The biggest, one might say.
Not
I don't
anymore.
actually think it's the
not
biggest
anymore. There's like one in Dubai that surpassed it, I think.
Yeah.
And, still biggest in North America, though.
Is Mall of how didn't they expand Mall of America?
Mall of America. I mean, it like West Edmonton Mall's really big.
It is.
There's like 2 different water parks
In the mall.
mini golf, an entire theme park
In the mall.
In the mall,
Not like attached to and it's outside. No, it's in the mall.
a pond with a pirate ship where you can watch hourly seal shows.
In the mall.
In the mall, an ice rink. In the mall, a Lego store. In the mall.
I mean,
So what percentage
Canadian
of
dream.
the stores where you can buy anime-related merchandise is bootleg?
probably like 50%.
That sounds, yeah, okay.
that tracks.
That tracks with my local mall as well. Yeah.
Which is as it should be. You want to be able to get some good bootlegs.
Our main topic for today,
Yeah.
Are you telling me you don't want a satyr?
Seder?
Satyr. You know what satyr is, right?
No, actually.
The greatest fate figurine of all time.
Oh.
Satyr.
Oh. Now I know. So for our main quest today, this comes from me because let me tell you a story. What?
From you. Hi, Tristan.
Hi.
Hi, Tristan.
From me. So let me explain a little bit of the behind the scenes in how the choosing of topics works on this podcast, which is mostly slipshod. But occasionally it's also hey, we need some side quests. What should we do? And we want to do kill quests. And then occasionally something gets brought up of hey, maybe we should kill quest that. And then somebody else comes in and says, actually, no, we shouldn't. This is one of those times because I think originally when we were talking about it, Geoff brought up the possibility of Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within.
As a kill quest?
I can't remember if you brought it up just to talk about it in general or during the kill
I
quest
think just to talk
conversation.
about it in general. I'm not
And then
sure.
maybe it was you brought it up, and then Miles suggested, "Would that be a kill quest?" ? And then my thought on it was, "Hey, I both like and hate this movie in different ways. I will both advocate for it to be on the list and also advocate that it needs to be killed." At the same time, depending on where we're going. Because I
Okay.
can do both.
Okay.
I can do absolutely both. So Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within is a 2001 film made by the guys that did Final Fantasy because they decided, hey, we're going to get a budget and we're going to make a movie. It was the most expensive video game related adaptation movie until we looked up this piece of trivia.
I think it was one of the most expensive animated films ever
for
made.
a very long time, for like close to a decade. I just can't remember what surpassed it.
Adjusting for inflation, it should still be the most expensive animated film ever made.
Wow.
So it cost 140 on release.
140 million.
140 million on release in 2001.
140 million US dollars.
Yes, in
Which
2001.
means it's about 360 today.
Wow.
Is that right? Does that
math track?
I did look this up, so that would be
Yeah. So the essential premise was
320.
320.
was Final Fantasy
Not
had
420? Shame.
Yeah, big time shame. The initial premise was Final Fantasy has the best cutscenes. Like especially in the PS1 era, nobody was doing cutscenes anywhere near their level.
Yeah, to the point when they even released the anthology games, they're like, hey, Final Fantasies 4, 5, and 6 should get some cutscenes now.
Yeah.
And they're really good.
And Final Fantasy's creator, Hironobu Sakaguchi, was a big time film buff.
He was. Still is.
Still is a big time film buff. But
was at the time.
He brought a lot of filmic influences to his work. Like if you look at, there's Dragon Quest and there's Final Fantasy. And like Dragon Quest is like classic fairy tales, very much inspired by manga, anime, a little bit of like, classic role playing, but it's more in the cartoony side of things. And then Final Fantasy is a man who really, really likes Star Wars, remaking Star Wars over and over again, and then later doing some other things. But the Lost Decade happened, and that completely changed the priority of his storytelling. But like Sakaguchi wanted to bring sort of cinematic storytelling to games and did it in a big way. And you can see that as early as Final Fantasy IV, as soon as it's on the Super Nintendo, they start doing some stuff. Final Fantasy VI is like...
As per usual, we're doing the normal thing of not really acknowledging the existence of Final Fantasy V.
I'm not doing that. No, a lot of people don't play it. I mean, Final Fantasy V is...
It is the birth of the job system.
No, it's not. That's 3. No, it literally is 3.
Not the modern job system.
Yeah, no, the modern job system started in 3. 5 was a refinement of it. And
then Tactics made it the best.
Bravely Default made it the best.
That's not a Final Fantasy, though.
Bravely Default is a Final Fantasy. And then Metaphor also made it better. But that's a separate...
topic.
That's a separate...
This ain't a video game podcast, except we're talking about Final Fantasy. Yeah. That's hilarious.
But so Sakaguchi had been pushing to make games more cinematic his whole career, basically. Yes. Then he got a chance to really, really do it with Final Fantasy VII, 8, 9 to a lesser extent. 9 is more of like a throwback to the NES era or to the Super Nintendo era with like still some of those cinematic pretensions, but like
9 came out during the development of this film.
Yeah, 9 was a Gaiden game originally that got upgraded to being the 9th Final Fantasy, and I don't know how. Sakaguchi was probably only producing on that because he was all in on directing and writing this movie. And like the ambition behind it.
I wonder if that's why I like 9.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, a lot of people do like 9, but 9's a throwback, right?
9's really good.
9 is really good. I would say 9 holds up the best of the PS1 Final Fantasies.
Well, it's also at the end of the lifespan of the console, so that's fair. Like, they actually have proper models instead of Cloud Strife Blocky Man.
I like Cloud Strife Blocky Man a lot.
He's very nostalgic.
I really like how OG Final Fantasy VII pre-remake and everything is just like the exact middle ground between a modern 3D RPG and a sprite-based RPG. Like they're literally just sprites, but in 3D, little blocky men. And they're
walking on sprites.
And then they change into completely different models for the battle scenes. Like there's a lot of stuff.
And then an even different model for the final scene.
And for the cutscenes. And yeah. Like I like FF7 really good.
Yeah.
But like through all of those games, they developed their cutscene department.
They did.
And
it's a whole different company now anyway.
Yeah.
I can't remember when they split that off, but yeah.
For Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within.
But that company went under. That's the thing.
That company went under.
The company that made Final Fantasy Spirits Within is gone now.
Yeah.
Now where those people went.
All of the staff got moved. I mean, maybe they split it off before Spirits Within because they were.
I could believe that it was whatever new company came together to help build Advent Children.
I mean, it wasn't just Final Fantasy that had those great cutscenes, right?
There's a lot of Square.
Yeah,
stuff.
like every Square game from like 1997 or 98 to Chrono Cross. I mean, Chrono Trigger is arguably the peak of 2D sprite-based cinematic game design. But then
it's just really great, amazing games on the PlayStation.
Yeah. And they
anymore.
figured we've got the greatest cutscene department in the world. We've got these like legitimately very talented animators. And you do see that in this movie.
Let's laugh at the other guy that makes games for the PlayStation, Hideo Kojima, who always wanted to make a film, and let's go make our film first.
I mean, the thing is, it wouldn't have worked for Kojima because Kojima did all of his cutscenes in engine like a boss, like a big boss. And
he just made games that were essentially movies.
We'll talk about Metal Gear Solid on a different podcast episode because Metal Gear Solid is an anime. They had all this money, or they had like. Final Fantasy was riding the highest of any game franchise in the world.
Yes.
In 2000.
Because 9 came out of development and 10 was in development around the time that this finally came out.
And 7 was like the best selling console game of all time when it hit.
At the time,
And I think it was still like pretty close to the top of that ranking by the time Spirits Within came out, even though 8 and 9 didn't sell as well. They were still like...
No, they were still heavy hitters.
They were still heavy hitters, but 7 like broke the entire game industry.
Yeah.
And so they were riding high with all this money. They had this amazing cutscene department. It really felt like the moment for 3D animation to become like full feature film stuff. Like Toy Story had just happened, and they were like, okay, we're going to do what nobody else can do because we've got the best cutscene department in the entire world. Mm-hmm. We're going to make a realistic 3D animated movie.
Yep.
That is just this immersive science fiction world, science fantasy world. Tell the kind of story that Sakaguchi always wanted to tell with a movie, but couldn't do because he had to put gameplay in places, even though it does feel like a cutscene in some places.
Every 5 minutes of this movie, I'm like, all right, now I get to take control.
Now I can take my controller.
Yeah, now I pick my controller
the
back
camera
up.
will go into their head.
Yeah, and they got the greatest
voice
cast of American actors that you could conceivably get in the year 2000
at that time.
Though it is funny that this movie came out, I think, 2 months after Shrek. And so I think like Shrek has a pretty incredible voice cast across the board, and also looks like ass.
Yeah.
Especially if you look at it like these came out so close to each other.
Yeah.
It's like which one, if there's a way you can look at this, which one's going to be famous? Which one's going to be remembered 30 years from now?
See, I would pick Shrek because while Shrek looks like ass, it doesn't hit the uncanny valley at all, except I guess with Cameron Diaz's character a little bit, but with Fiona.
Yeah.
You know, like Fiona's a little bit
cornfields or with, like.
Yeah, but like Shrek is targeting human caricatures like Farquaad and inhuman characters. Whereas like The Spirits Within was going for realism, which like on a modeling level, I think they actually hit like they did a pretty decent job. They made the characters look decently human. It's just that motion capture technology was not there yet.
No.
And light rendering technology was not there yet. There's no subsurface scattering, so it like literally looks like an in-engine Xbox 360 cutscene,
which makes it look better to me than most 3D things today because ray tracing is a massive failure and the biggest scam in the world.
No, you haven't played Cyberpunk on max specs.
I've seen videos of it. Ray tracing is a scam. I want all lighting to be intentional and thoughtful and artistic rather than just a physics engine.
You can make all lighting intentional, thoughtful, and artistic with ray tracing.
I'd rather not.
You can.
I'd rather save.
And if you're looking at
literally using the compute power of like, if people complain about the compute power of Bitcoin and then use ray tracing in their Minecraft,
don't use ray tracing in Minecraft. No, I'm talking like
Cyberpunk, like Control.
CD, Control, CD Projekt Red and Remedy. That like there is very intentional use of lighting, and you're like, okay, I get the value of ray tracing from Control, from Alan Wake 2, from Cyberpunk. Now you're thinking about Cyberpunk mods. You're thinking about the daytime, the like midday grayscale mods that are trying for as much realism as possible, not the exaggerated caricature of an LA sunset.
Right, but that's not because of ray tracing. Ray tracing is just a tool that very talented artists were able to use.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is I don't like the look of modern video games very much, and I think ray tracing is a part of it, where it is so much emphasis on trying to capture reality, and at that point you're kind of sacrificing a lot of what makes animation and video games pretty cool and intentional.
I agree with that. Like I would, I like ray tracing because there's a lot you can do with it that's not with realism. So
again, maybe focusing on the ray tracing part of it's not.
You might actually be thinking of subsurface scattering, which is where you create an extra texture layer to simulate the feeling of light going through skin, the semi-translucent layer of skin.
So that's part of it, but also there's a lot of things with.
Yeah.
Again, ray tracing not specifically the only thing I'm talking about here, but it's one of the many tools used right now that I feel undermine video games feeling like video games, and they still don't look like reality.
Yeah, no.
So like, I'd rather things look like Spirits Within than look like what they look like today.
I can kind of agree with you there.
It was very funny though when we were watching last night, having Geoff every 5 minutes be like, that clipped. Did you see that? The hair totally went through that.
I mean, objectively, it did go through that, and it is, like,
and it was funny every time.
God, there's so many just like
Shrek doesn't do that.
No,
Shrek does that all the time. You just don't notice it.
I haven't watched Shrek in like 15 years.
Same.
And Shrek.
Besides, all the clips
Shrek, they hide the clipping better, because
Are you calling Shrek fat? He's an ogre, man.
He has layers.
Like an onion.
Like an onion.
I kind of agree with you. Like it. There's a vibe to it now. It's that.
It's we have a main character that looks like the main character of every video game protagonist from that era.
The PS3. I mean, like Alec Baldwin's character looks like.
His name's just Alec Baldwin.
His name is Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin in this movie just looks like every Xbox 360 main character.
And Steve Buscemi looks like every Xbox side character.
Steve Buscemi looks like he should be played by Nolan North.
He would be in the remake.
He would be. But like on the one hand, it's kind of surreal, like how close they got without these like basic technological things that allow stuff to look so much more realistic now. And like, back when I watched this at my friend's birthday party sleepover, when it was like just brand new, it was just like, this looks weird. It's a little, but it's also, this looks weird. It gives you the Uncanny Valley ick, or it gave you the Uncanny Valley ick back then, because it was like,
it was really good in certain shots, and then others you're like,
yeah, and like now it just looks completely unrealistic all the time because we're trained on how video games and
I didn't think it looked unrealistic. I just thought it looked like a very specific style of animation, and I was like bought into it almost immediately.
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean. It has become an animation aesthetic through the Xbox 360 era of game development, mostly because I can't think of any films that really tried to go for what Spirits Within did between it and Polar Express Beowulf, which was, by that time, they had subsurface scattering, they had ray tracing, they had a lot of other...
But this looks better than both of those movies.
Yeah.
But also, I can't blame no one for wanting to do this if it cost so much money.
$140 million.
Just like $100 million for a piece of animation is just completely absurd. And also, you have to think, what happened 5 years earlier was Ghost in the Shell came out. Ghost in the Shell is one of the most beautiful animated films of all time. It cost $5 million US to make.
Yeah, they could have. And the other thing is,
so how many Ghost in the Shells could we have made?
We could have made. Yeah.
I mean, how much of the budget was the actors though? Right?
Not that bad.
So one, at this point in time,
I mean, Alec Baldwin was a big pull.
So Alec Baldwin would have been just off of like Hunt for Red October era, where he was like a leading man.
Sutherland would have been a pretty.
Sutherland would have been
Donald Sutherland was huge. Yeah.
Donald Sutherland plays the Sid of this.
He is Sid.
So
he's a
good.
really good.
He's
Sid.
so
Sid.
good, and also his character model looked the most like the least uncanny.
Yeah, because he's supposed. No, it's
he's
the
immortal. Or
No, it's the aged skin, wrinkly, slightly greasy old man look, where the texture of his skin doesn't let much light through, so he looks more realistic. It's a whole thing.
when Donald Sutherland talks, my brain just kind of turns off. So that's probably why I thought
that too. But like, I mean, Steve Buscemi, really good get.
Yeah.
Ty Diggs, really good get.
James Woods playing exactly himself.
The perfect villain.
Like really, I mean, that might be the best James Woods role aside from Hades.
No, but it's extremely good.
It's, you know, what would be, what's
we
another
went through
good
this last night. I mean, so I do think it's Once Upon a Time in America is the best James Woods
I
role.
haven't seen that one
And
yet,
that is
so.
like a 3.5 hour mafia epic where James Woods is just
James
as evil
Woodson.
as normal. Yeah.
Just as evil as he is on Twitter.
But this was extremely good casting across the board.
I wonder how much it cost, especially with flying those people out to, because
So this is before
Was
stunt
the audio
casting.
recorded in Hawaii?
almost
had to be.
Almost certainly they flew them all out to the studio and had them recording at the same time. I don't believe that you get a performance this good out of non-voice actors otherwise.
I'm inclined to agree with you, but I'm sure there's documentary proof one way or the other online.
Yeah. There might be documentary proof on that DVD.
The other thing, though, with the voice cast is at this point in time, this was before the era of stunt casting, because it was really Shrek that set that off of having mainstream Hollywood actors be the cast of films. I would not be surprised if they did it.
No, it was Aladdin.
Yeah. So Aladdin kicked it off, but it was Shrek was like the inflection point of where it became like a mainstream thing to do. Because like DreamWorks hadn't started doing it. DreamWorks is the most guilty of this, and they started it with Prince of Egypt and Shrek.
Yeah, with Prince. I was going to say with Prince of Egypt. No, Sinbad. Sinbad was after Prince of Egypt.
Those were like two of the first.
Man, Sinbad was so good though. Like Brad Pitt, if you're gonna get a dude like Brad Pitt actually like acts the shit out of that.
Val Kilmer and Prince of Egypt.
Actually, it's hard to blame.
He's two in Prince of Egypt. Come on.
Mike Myers is really good at Shrek. Yeah, and Eddie Murphy's really good as Donkey. You know, like actually the whole cast of Shrek is
I was about to say Cameron Diaz is not like nothing. Yeah,
Cameron Diaz is a great Fiona. There's not a single miscast in Shrek, but what your point is that this was before Shrek started the trend of Ice Age,
Ice Age
type casting.
And so I wouldn't be surprised if it was a slight multiple over the animated, like the voice actors minimums.
That might be true.
Like I would totally believe that. Just like, but also if they're spending $140 million, they can afford, and maybe a bunch of people are like, I don't want my name associated with this, Japanese sex cartoon type thing. But yeah, so the first language this was produced in was English.
Yeah, so I mean the lip sync matches the English line. Yeah. So yeah, and plus
that's the difference between watching this and then watching Advent Children and realizing it was lip flap to the Japanese. Yeah,
it's also set in America, which is pretty like that opening scene in the destroyed New York. Like we've seen that a lot of times since Spirits Within.
Like every time we go to New York.
Yeah. Or when they go to Tucson, Arizona, and it looks exactly like Tucson, Arizona does right now. But like back when this was made, there hadn't really been that kind of apocalyptic vision of Earth to that real extent of realization where they mapped out the full city.
Escape from New York was...
but I mean, Escape from New York was like set design, right? We're talking about like... They like the level of environmental detail and unnecessary additional environments that they probably never even shot in that are just like way off in the distance for
how many Pepsi billboards were missing from
man, that Pepsi billboard looks the most like an Xbox 360 asset of anything in this movie. You can see how low res the texture is, but God, As a big enjoyer of one of the best small YouTubers, Thor High Heels. I don't know if either of you is not great video game YouTuber, but he would call it the PS360 aesthetic and would refer to the aesthetic of the city, the floating city above New York, where all the survivors of the plot of Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within is
Tristan, you want
meteor with alien ghosts landed on Earth. But he would call the city the city's aesthetic, Sophistifuture.
Sophistifuture.
And I really like Thor High Heels. More people should watch Thor High Heels.
We actually haven't talked about what this movie's about. Tristan, can you take it away for us?
So the general gist of the story is our lead character, her name is Aki. She is a scientist, and they live in a world where a bunch of years ago, I think 32 years back, this giant meteor or vessel, because they don't really confirm it until later or what have you, crash lands into Earth and releases these beings called phantoms, which humanity views as an invasionary force. These phantoms cannot be touched or interacted with, because if you do, you die.
Yeah, they're orange. They're orange ghosts.
They're not orange. They are invisible until they get blasted with the Final Fantasy equivalent now of flare. And then all these little light particles come down, orange. And then they turn orange.
But I mean, they're a little bit orange even when they're invisible.
A little bit.
And they've got like their guts hanging out. And
for the visual aesthetic of the film, they do that. But then they also like have old guard military people talk about, hey, I was there when like this city went down and people just fell down dead because phantoms are invisible and they would just fly around.
And if they pass through you, they rip your soul right out of your body.
Very much like, have you ever played Geist on the GameCube? Yeah, that aesthetic.
Yeah.
So Aki, our lead character, she is attempting the scientific and not militaristic way of trying to get rid of the phantoms, which is they are collecting these biological samples that they're referring to as spirits, which they will then combine to make this kind of biological wave.
So they're studying this substance called bioetheric energy, which is like the root of a lot of the tech in this
version of the
Sophistifuture.
Yes,
where like it's what powers the shields that keep the phantoms out,
powers their weapons that they've developed to sort of, but not quite deal with them.
Yeah, their weapons can kill phantoms, but it powers their floaty ships. It makes them fly. It also powers the Zeus cannon. Which is one of the coolest floating orbital platforms.
Yeah, it looks really sick.
So the bioetheric energy is it's ectoplasm. It's ghosts.
Yeah, essentially.
But they've scienced their way into, like, I don't know if it's ghosts or not. And the Aki is a researcher who believes in Gaia theory, which is literally
she doesn't start believing in Gaia theory.
No, Sid believes in Gaia theory, and she's his apprentice.
Here's the thing. Sid believed in Gaia theory prior to the meteor landing. We have that whole scene when Aki and Sid first meet up, where she is reading from his old journal pre-invasion of the phantoms. And he kind of takes it and be like, we shouldn't really be talking about this. He hasn't given up on it, but he's moved into the mindset of the talk of spirits, and that is not extremely scientific. And it does not help our cause at this exact moment.
Well, because there's a lot of political gamesmanship with the military, led by James Woods,
who very much wants Big Laser to just kill everything.
He just wants to kill everything with a big laser.
I'm firing my laser.
So, gentlemen, as eagle-eared viewers, that's not really a thing, but I'll take it. Eagle-eared viewers may have noticed
that eagle. Yes, you're right. There was an eagle in the Final Fantasy spirits, and they were trying to make a metaphor.
So there are two key things that careful listeners, eagle-eared listeners, you may say, may have noticed by now. One is that I did not participate in the Final Fantasy conversation because I don't know what I'm talking about. The first Final Fantasy game, the only ones I played are 12 and 15, and they're great.
Yeah.
And I love them very much.
Those are fine games.
And I played them, more recently than most people would have expected from someone like me.
You don't need to have played Final Fantasy.
But hold on. Okay. But hold on. So the first two words of the movie's title are Final Fantasy. We talked about, set it up. And I asked during the movie, how is this a Final Fantasy movie?
It has Sid in it.
It has Sid in it. It has airships. It has blue menus.
But it doesn't have a chocobo. It doesn't have tonberries.
Yeah, those dudes kind of, some of those the spirits kind of look like tonberries. They kind of look like messed up, stretched out tonberries a little bit.
No,
Like,
they
what
look
it-
more
that's
like
a- that's a
they look more like predators.
Yeah, the Phantoms.
Yeah.
Parts of them, yeah.
They look. I mean,
There
they're
were no
very
Mughals.
unique
yes.
designs. Not necessarily the best
Not
designs.
as unique as a Moogle.
Not
No Mughals.
Yeah, no Mughals, but
They weren't like-
airships, blue menus, Sid.
They weren't like, you
and-
need to go
and-
find the next spirit, Kupo.
and a story and a story about the lost decade.
And
Yeah.
Which is the Sakaguchi era Final Fantasy. That's the four things, and ripping off Star Wars a
This
little
was
bit.
if
ripping
Sakaguchi
off-
wanted to make Pat labor. Yes.
So the thing is, every Final Fantasy story is set in its own world. But like, if
Yeah.
you are going into this expecting to get something even tangentially related to a Final Fantasy experience, no, this is a brand new experience.
Yeah.
And it honestly feels more like just every action movie of the late 90s, a Hollywood action movie of the late 90s, because the magic part of it feels extremely minimal. The tech part
I mean,
of
I
it-
wouldn't even. So like,
It's not magic. It's
like
Magitech.
Yeah, it's not
To
even
use a Final
Magitech.
Fantasy term.
It's like spiritual energy as a science fiction conceit, right? Like, it's,
Well, here's the thing, though.
Uh,
Arguably, in Final Fantasy, depending on the Final Fantasy you're talking about, Magitech has been used to take energy from
spirits.
Gaia
Yeah, I mean
and
that's
Spirit.
FF7 is kind of the
Yeah.
like
Mako.
it's kind of a very similar premise. Like Gaia is basically the live stream.
the
yes.
blue stuff
but-
in the experience.
Yeah, the blue stuff underground is the blue stuff over in the sky in Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
I forgot to explain the most important part of the plot, which is she's trying to collect those 8 spirits.
Yeah, she's getting them
to create a bioetheric wave that is the exact opposite of the signature of the phantoms that have invaded Earth.
It's like
Because
audio waveform
Yeah,
theory.
audio waveforms cancel each other out, but ghosts.
But ghosts.
But ghosts.
Yes.
And
So
it's very
technically-
scientific. And she
Yes.
needs 8 specific spirits whose waveforms add up to exactly the opposite
It's
waveform.
also, hey, we need to go collect 8 Dragon Balls and then wish the phantoms to be gone.
and
Except it's only like 3 Dragon Balls.
well,
in the
because she's
actual
already
movie.
halfway through, just like Volma.
Exactly.
So the three fact that it's called ghost, or we're talking about
Spirits.
ghosts. Well, we keep saying ghost.
We
is-
keep saying ghosts.
is a
They weren't using
spoiler.
ghosts.
So kind of a spoiler that we can't really talk about this movie without talking about spoilers, other than what we've already said.
I feel like that's been a problem with
Yeah,
all of our episodes
For-
when it comes
for
to the movies.
For
So
movies,
we
and-
do encourage you, if you haven't watched it yet, you're going to watch this movie and say, "Oh, those are ghosts" within 5 minutes,
Yeah.
which is technically the only real spoiler in this movie we can give you.
the ghosts, the guys who look like ghosts are
The
ghosts.
things that look and act and operate as ghosts are
Ghosts.
Ghosts. I
So-
mean, the idea of
They
a
called
meteor
them
crash landing.
phantoms, and it's like that's just a fancy way
Yeah.
of saying ghosts.
Yeah.
I know that there's probably someone that'll actually into the technical difference between a ghost and a phantom, but
No, there isn't. They're just. I'm pretty sure they're just 2 different terms for the same thing.
well, boo to
well, that's
you.
like saying that what's the difference between a zombie and a thrall?
Pedantry.
The thrall is alive.
Not always.
Not always.
No, but a thrall.
An
Could be
undead
alive.
thrall from a
So
vampire.
thrall means that things are in. No,
Unless you want to argue that the thrall is from the vampire and zombies
No,
are just their
a
own.
thrall. No, so if they're undead, if a vampire turns somebody into an undead creature, then they are just a zombie or a ghoul. But a thrall is specifically somebody who still has their mind and is enthralled.
Okay.
So that's a little different. Zombie versus ghoul is also like
Yeah.
more, but like phantoms and ghosts and spirits are all kind of just synonymous.
Jeff, what's the difference between a ghoul and a ghoulie?
One of them grabs you.
So a ghoul is a flesh-eating
Nobody
creature,
got that. That's-
whereas a ghoulie is a testicle.
That did not go where I expected it to.
That's what Grabbed by the Ghoulies for the Xbox 360. That's the whole joke. Rare makes sex jokes every
game. Especially that one game.
Yeah, so they're ghosts. They're ghosts. There was a meteor that was part of an alien planet. It crash landed, and
All the ghosts came out.
and it was haunted. This movie is, you know, that
The
meme
moon's
where
haunted.
the moon's haunted. What? Moon's haunted.
That's this. Except it's been 30 years since that happened.
Yeah, and mankind is like on the ropes with all their cities all
They only
destroyed.
got like, I think they said they only had like 8 cities in the world at this point.
Yep. And one
All
of them
that
gets
remained?
taken out in this movie because
'cause
James
for-
Woods is a dip.
Because he's an idiot.
Stick.
Yeah, no, because like from a world building perspective, they're like, hey, this happened, and then you have all of these invisible ghosts essentially just going through the world and killing everybody. And it took a long time for them to probably even realize what was happening, what was causing it, how to see it, and then how to build those
and develop the goggles.
Yeah, develop the goggles and develop the countermeasures and all of that. That took a long time, probably
32 years.
32 years.
They developed the cities before that, but yeah. So she is on this quest to get these spirits. We meet her at the very beginning where she goes into New York so that she can
to find the sixth spirit, I believe.
Fifth, sixth. What was the seventh?
The
pack.
The backpack. Yeah.
Pack. Seventh and then eighth at the end. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
right.
she's getting the fifth when we meet her.
I thought
is
it- no,
a tiny
I-
little plant.
Thought it was the sixth because they
That's
only
the
go
fifth.
out for the pack.
No,
when did they go out for the sixth spirit?
So the sixth spirit is in her, or is
No, the sixth spirit. What? Yeah, that was the pack. I'm sorry, I was thinking.
No,
about
no,
it.
the seventh spirit's the pack.
The seventh.
But
So
they
then the
only go
sixth-
out for the, and then they find her getting the sixth spirit.
Yeah, that was the sixth spirit. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
and she's like, yeah. So
they
she's looking for a life form.
She is looking for a life form. Her ship has detected it because her ship is designed to go do that. She goes down into Times Square. Essentially, it is Times Square.
It is literally,
Times Square, and she goes looking for this plant. While she is doing this,
Pepsi,
Sony.
Seiko.
Seiko.
That was so funny how she's like, look, we're looking at the Seiko billboard, and then she looks at her like watch thing,
and it says Seiko.
Yeah, her like readout is a Seiko readout.
So Seiko survives the apocalypse. Good for you, buddies. So then, while she is doing this, even though she is apparently authorized to do this because she works with Sid, and Sid is the one who is the technological marvel, as almost all Sids are throughout Final Fantasy history. This strike team of they are military, or what is left of the United States military, or the Earth military, or however the government
What's the
works
difference?
Yeah.
This strike team comes and is just like, hey, someone just went and landed in the middle of New York. Nobody should be doing that. We should go and see what the heck is
It's
going on.
a no-go zone.
No-go zone. So then they land, and they land by using the ectoplasm goo that makes the and then they fall into it.
Man, I love like the safety landing
The safety
feature
goo,
for
yeah.
all of the ships is they just like shoot out a little green fart goo and then they, like,
And then they land in it,
float
and
on
then it
the
just
fart.
lets them fall. Yeah.
But,
So, yeah, this team shows up, and then they try to grab her because they're like, hey, you shouldn't be here. And then she's just like, no, I got to go get this plant.
and then
There's an action scene of them trying to get out of New York.
And then we get the famous line when she runs away from them.
what?
You called out the line. Oh no, you call out the line. She runs away from.
Just
Shit,
say
I
it.
did.
Just say it.
I don't remember what it was.
It's going to be one of those days.
Yeah.
Because she runs away.
Right,
That was what it was.
So yeah, all you really need to know after that is that she gets picked up by this squad of military guys. One of the guys in the squad of military guys is her
a history with-
ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Alex Bowen.
Alex Baldwin. Then and also best boy Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
Then Ty Diggs, who was big in the 90s.
Ty Diggs. And what's the there's also the girl who has
There's
a
the
crush
girl.
on someone should have the show notes. Yeah. But yeah,
notes
so
would be great.
So
We're so appreciative of our producer Chloe, who spends literal hours putting these together for us. So character name is Jane Proudfoot, acted by Perry Giplin.
Perry, I don't know who that is.
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers. Okay.
Starship Troopers. Is that actually?
Oh yeah, she even looks
She
like the
feels
Starship.
like that character.
And Ross from Frasier.
Oh,
and Ross from Fringe.
okay. So
Literally
yeah,
the most stacked cast possible to save you from New York.
they pick her up. They bring her back. She extracts a ghost from Alex Baldwin because
he's
he
about
was
to die.
almost infected by a ghost, thus proving
It's
that
a plot point because
she has a ghost inside of her secretly.
yeah. Because
The whole-
even though you are like, okay, you can be touched by the ghosts and not instantly die. But if you're engulfed by the ghosts, they literally suck
if
out
their
your soul.
tentacles grab you, they can pull your soul out of your body.
Yeah,
but they can also
like
infect
loosely
you
graze
with
you,
a,
and then
with
yeah,
a
you're
spiritual tapeworm that
Essentially.
eats your soul from the inside out. And she's stabilized that in herself. She saves Alec Baldwin from it. And then, kind of from there, it's just
And
like
then we meet James Woods.
James Woods is the mayor in Jaws. James Woods is
he the mayor in Jaws?
Oh,
The mayor in Jaws is still around in Jaws too.
No, but that's true. But James Woods
Could have
is
survived.
James Woods is the authority figure with very, very biased bad ideas that make sense to him.
Guns go boom.
He wants, he wants to just kill the threat, get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Has no interest in understanding it.
Nope.
Doesn't believe in no ghosts.
And especially when they have this whole presentation of, hey, by the way, guns and all of the things that we've done over the last 30 years haven't done absolute anything to the impact crater and the original meteor that landed here. And James Woods is like, no, I want to hit it with a big laser.
I want to hit it with the biggest laser. And
if we hit it with an even bigger laser as many times as possible, it'll work. Trust me.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he takes over the big laser thing.
Yeah.
And that causes the ghosts to go berserk. And he's like, what have I done? And then he's like, no. It's the metaphysicists who are wrong.
No, he doesn't take over the big laser. Yeah, this is beforehand. What he decided to do is because the council of the humans are on Sid's side originally. They're like, no, we're going to follow Sid's plan of not using the big laser because, as the presentation proved, all of their militaristic stuff hasn't been working so far. And Sid's like, well, actually, if we just gather all of these biological things,
we can cancel out the spirit.
They're all gone and nobody has to like go into battle or anything like that. That's very dangerous. And then James Woods is just like, well, actually, what if I take over the shield matrix of our city and very carefully shut down a couple of sections to prove that, no, the shields don't work and we really need to be using the laser now, not realizing that the ghosts can then just like follow the power lines to the control room and blow the whole thing up.
Blow the whole shield up, right? I got
and then he's like, what have I done? Followed by, no, it's the scientists who are wrong.
But then he immediately goes up to the orbital laser. He's there by the time he gets the call to start firing the laser. but like, he is the mayor in Jaws. He's a little bit dickless guy from Ghostbusters.
No, actually, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Let's shut down the shield.
Yeah.
Yes.
That and trying to think of an alien invasion movie. Usually
it's just all the disaster movies of the late 90s.
Every disaster movie
has a guy like this.
Every disaster movie idiot who doesn't listen to the people who actually know what they're talking about and makes things worse.
And that's why we also have Steve Buscemi.
Which is also what he played, which is also the role that James Woods is currently playing in real life.
Life, art begets life.
But it's kind of just every 90s action movie cliche in the book back to back to back to back.
Yeah, because there's just a bunch of different scenes where they are in different places, either fighting or mostly running.
We're trying to get the thing, and oh no, we got to fend off these monsters. We just got the thing, and we're flying out of here. And oh no, I'm the black one. I am now dying, and I'm going to die
first.
Yeah, I'm dying. Except actually,
he hangs
on long enough for Steve Buscemi and the girl to die.
He de facto dies first.
Yeah,
he does de facto die first. They do the whole scene of, okay, no, we're going to give you a gun and you're going to stay here and
farewell, son.
Yeah, but then he gets his big moment after Steve Buscemi's dead. But they had no plans to go back and get him at any point, even though they said that they were.
They said they were going to. They were planning to do it because, like,
everybody knew.
Aki and Sid were like, "Hey, we're going to get the rover set up so then we can go and save Buddy." But they make no move to actually unhook the rover from the ship.
And then every line that Alex Baldwin says in this entire movie could have been written by ChatGPT, just synthesizing 90s movies.
Yeah.
Like, every one of his lines, like, I love you. Even that, like, but every one of his lines, like, is this really the right way? I only believe you a little, but I'll trust you.
You just got me believing in life after death. Don't make me stop now. Don't give up now.
Something like that.
Yeah. It's.
Do you remember us?
Do you want to know what film from that era this also reminds me of?
What?
Titan AE.
Oh yeah.
Titan AE.
It's very much.
Have you watched Titan AE?
Oh, you should watch Titan.
Maybe we'll sideQuest Titan AE.
Yeah. Titan AE was like Fox's attempt at like big adult sci-fi.
I just didn't get around to it.
It's not very good. I mean, it has parts that are very good.
It has moments,
but it's
great cast in that one.
Great cast too. Yeah. Very ambitious, but like also like there's some flaws there. More flaws I would say than Spirits Within.
So is this movie any good?
Yeah. I like on a lot of levels. Like on a plot level, no. On a plot level, it's like supremely basic for 90.
On a Final Fantasy level, no.
I mean, on a Final Fantasy level, I would say it's a better story than
one.
One had no story.
One
was like, hey, the princess is in a castle. Go kill the guy guarding.
I would say I would say on a Final Fantasy storytelling level, it's on par with 4. Because that was the first one where they really
I'm the wrong
figured
person
out.
to ask because I'm not the biggest fan of 4.
No, but that's kind of what I mean. Like 4 was like the first Final Fantasy with a halfway decent story.
I'd almost say, this is going to be a controversial sec now that I think about it. I think I would prefer Spirits Within over the story of 8.
That's valid. It is in fact a better love story than.
My God, the love story. In 8.
So you're
and
saying
also
this,
it is just de facto better than 8 because it doesn't have the draw system.
so
It kind of does have the draw system. That's what the ghosts are doing.
we're talking about the story not being all that great, but fine, serviceable. But let me read you a quote. So on the front of the DVD case that Tristan brought here as a fun little prop, it says,
Because we don't actually have a DVD
2
player.
thumbs way up,
2 big thumbs up from Ebert and Roper at the movies.
which is a great era of just the Post-Sys Club era, but Roper was really quite good.
No, yeah.
And
He's no Gene Siskel, but he's,
He was really good. I like Dale Scott a little, but I think this was the last great era of film criticism, public film discourse in America.
Before YouTube.
So Roger Ebert, from his review, says this line which perfectly captures this moment. Enough about the plot, which is merely the carrier for the movie's vision. The reason to see this movie is simply gloriously to look at it.
Yeah.
And it's so very true because this movie is a spectacle. This movie
It is.
To me, the movie I think of this most like is Avatar. James Cameron Avatar.
Yeah.
Because looking at it is a technological feat and you are just so impressed with it. And even though it doesn't necessarily stand up 10 years later or 20 years later, it still brings you a level of awe that is uncomparable of its time.
So aside from the still holds up part, because I think we would all agree that
does.
Wings of Oniami's still holds up.
Yes.
It is like Avatar, Spirits Within, and Wings of Oniami's are going for the same immerse you in an alternate like a fully realized alternate universe that can only be done with this technology / with the talents of the greatest generation of animators
did it at
to
the
ever
time.
come.
Yeah.
No, like still arguably to ever come up. Like web gen, the web gen is very, very talented, but like Gynax was a lightning in the bottle moment like nothing else in anime history. Other than the fact that Oniami's still holds up, I do think that like the immersive vision of an alternate universe as this complete, there's no, this is set design. There's no, this is a prop that we had our prop department make over. It is just like, these are Final Fantasy vehicles in a Final Fantasy city that is floating above a post-apocalyptic New York where they actually destroyed it. You're not going to see any like matte paintings here. I mean, it's all a matte painting, but it's just like, this is a world that you live in for an hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah.
And is it a tight 90 minutes?
It's
Is this
pretty
one a tight
close.
90 minutes?
It's like 140.
I feel this is like,
I keep picking up the case. I should
150.
just stop doing that. It is 106 minutes.
106 minutes.
106.
Yeah, 146 then. Yeah.
No, I said, 145.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
exactly between what we said. I said 150, you said 140.
Yeah.
Very,
A
very.
tight 11 episodes.
The funniest thing is in 2001, Ebert wrote, I wouldn't be surprised if the Star Wars series mutated in this direction. George Lucas's actors who complained that they spend all their time standing in front of blue screens that will later be filled with locations and effects would be replaced by computerized avatars scarcely less realistic. He predicted Marvel's the MCU in 2001.
Man.
After watching this movie, Ebert is so fucking big brained that he's like, the MCU is going to ruin the world.
No, he predicted the Lion King real remake.
The Lion King remake.
I mean, that is unfortunately the spiritual successor to Spirits Within in a way. The like going for absolute realism. But I mean,
Talking about animated things that don't need a remake.
yeah. One of the most impressive things about this though is the fact that like all of the faces and the body language is key animated. Like there's some degree of motion capture.
There is some degree of mocap, but it's nowhere like when we think of mocap, we think of people in the black suits with the balls on it, or
I mean,
the
it feels
dots,
it feels less mocap than Aku no Hana.
Yeah. No, but like it. Yeah. So this is working with like this is Toy Story era, Jimmy Neutron era.
Jimmy
Neutron beating it in the Oscars for best animated.
That's disgusting. Man, oh God, Sakaguchi got done so dirty, but also like you waste $140 million of your company's money that they will never get back. You single-handedly cause your company to have to merge with their greatest rival. You kind of do have to step down, but like mad respect for
what if it, so I'm going to read one more line related exactly like that. Final Fantasy, the look of the film is revolutionary. Yeah. Final Fantasy is a technical milestone, like the first talkies or 3D movies. You will want to see it whether you care about aliens or space cannons. It exists in a category of its own, the first citizen of the new world of cyberfilm.
Oh.
Bro,
Ebert is so cool. So like,
and yet he refused to acknowledge that video games are art.
So I think
you can win and lose some. It's fine.
I think him saying that about a Final Fantasy movie is him actually admitting he was wrong. Though he
said that later.
I know, I know he said that later. But like,
preempting his future self.
So you two gentlemen had seen this before. I had thought I had seen it.
I had nostalgia for this.
And then I started watching. I'm like, oh no, I'm getting the two Final Fantasy movies mixed up. I saw this one kind of for 20 minutes on a bus ride in New Mexico on my way to a backpacking trip.
And you watched all of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children on your PSP, which is the optimal way.
On my friend's PSP in my van.
The optimal way to watch Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. I think that's also how I watched it the first time. Like the UMD, it's a really nice UMD.
Like that was
you had the DVD.
No.
Or the Blu-ray?
So there was a pretty large gap between when it came out in Japan and when it came out in the US. And during that time, me being such a big fan of Final Fantasy VII, I grabbed it from the internet with fan subs, and then I had to downscale it because this was before the time where PCs that could regularly play streaming media, and by streaming I mean could actually play on like actual physical media or non-physical media, like the video on your hard drive. That was revolutionary, and I needed to downscale it. So my earliest memories of Advent Children is that opening scene with Red 13. About 50 different times as I tried to find the perfect render setting so that it would actually be at a decent frame rate.
At what point is it just easier to go out, buy a DVD burner and burn it on a DVD?
It was more so of a technically that's what I was sort of doing because I didn't have a DVD player that could play burned DVDs. I had a DVD player that could read CD-ROM discs and play VCD files.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, also at that point, DVD-Rs were like $25 each, which is the equivalent of like $50 today.
Yeah.
So do you really want to attempt a burn on that only for it not to work?
When you have no money because you're a child?
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm what, Pavo? What was
that's the exact way to use that term.
So that was my experience, but instead I watched Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within.
So you said you wanted this both on the list and you would not want this on the list.
I could both put it on the list and I could kill it for very different reasons. I could put it on the list because I like it as a film. I like it as a technological marvel. I hate it both narratively and as a Final Fantasy.
Narratively,
maybe hate's the wrong word, but it's like, it's okay. The actual story, the world building is phenomenal. The actual story,
I think Tristan.
I would argue Titan AE has the exact same story.
Tristan, Titan AE does have almost the exact same story. But I think Tristan, right now, what you are doing is you are channeling 14-year-old hater of American media, Tristan, the Tristan who just watched anime because he wanted to watch every anime and
every anime I could get my grubby little hands
on. And now that you like. I'm kind of the same way. I was like, I rolled my eyes at this whenever it came on YTV, when I went to my friend's place for a sleepover.
For people in America, YTV is a television channel here in Canada.
We explained YTV.
I like to be condescending. Come on.
I was kind of in the same place where I was like, this feels too much like an American movie. Man, you're still finishing the double-double.
Keep talking, Geoff.
So it feels too much like an American movie. But now that I'm much older and
wiser, and more refined,
not more refined. Now that I'm a
slightly larger trash panda,
little nostalgia baby who needs my nostalgia shot. It's like
need the member berries.
It is like exact perfect member berries for that mid 90s action film.
Geoff, so I am a 90s slop enjoyer, right? So my wife complains that every other night I'm watching some absolutely awful 90s action film. And it's
High
true.
five.
That's what I do while I play Balatro.
Yeah!
I got a whiskey in one hand, Balatro in the other, and we're watching something that I never would have even paid to watch when it was in theaters.
Something with like what would be the stars back
It'd
then?
like have Kiefer Sutherland be its Showtime original movie.
Yeah.
You know, like
that good stuff.
or something like that. Actually,
or like Mel Gibson or something.
or Milk, huh?
The kind of movie
The kind of movie,
the kind of movie Pompo would make.
And so
precisely,
this is the synthesis of all those movies to me, and I actually like it better than all of those because it feels like it's not cynical about doing it. It's saying like, oh, we unironically love all this America slop. This is what we want to do. What if we not elevate it, but make it Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
I mean, it's the most American Final Fantasy. I feel like the impetus of the idea probably came out of the original pitch for FF7, which was originally
one of the original pitches
no,
of FF7.
OG, like the first pitch of FF7 is that it was supposed to be about New York City. Like, everything about Midgar makes so much more sense when you're like, oh, this is just about American capitalism. But yeah, so Sakaguchi loved movies and loves movies, but like
he's not dead.
He's not dead.
But like, this was his chance to like do all of his favorite movies, pay homage to all of them, and also, you know, make a cool story with like a spiritual theme to it that like the world building's sick. The alien ghosts are sick.
No, they're not.
Some of the alien ghosts are sick.
We talked you down from this last night.
No, some of the alien ghosts are sick.
It's a space menagerie.
The big worms are sick.
No, they're not. They're literally glow tapeworms.
No, the big fish, the lampreys, the giant lampreys that like float in the sea. There's some sick alien designs in
this.
There's
okay alien designs.
But also, you know, conceptually the idea of the etheric energy and the
invisible aliens that you need to cast
alien
Slayer
ghosts.
on.
Yeah, that you gotta from another world. Like the whole idea of just part of a dead world landing on another world and having ghosts on it. A haunted meteorite is sick. And like the spiritual mechanics are not the best thing that Final Fantasy's ever done, but it makes perfect sense within a 90-minute movie without too much exposition. You know, you just get to like stare at Final Fantasy industrial and environmental design for most of the movie, and like that.
And you could do far worse than that.
Yeah, like the mechs and the car, the airships and the
Dune
buildings, oh man, the like bubble car with the shield. There's just like so many like really cool bits of mech design, and this feels like someone doing with CGI what OVA creators in the 80s who also really liked Amerislop of the 80s did with their animation.
I thought you were going to make a red versus blue comparison, and it almost is kind of like that also, where it's like, what if we can just take everything we love and make the coolest version of it humanly possible? And also,
you mean like post Monty Ohm red versus blue?
I guess I mean Ruby. Yeah, I guess I do more mean Ruby.
Yeah, because
right?
our RVB is more like the RVB that I like is a bunch of comedians working within very tight cinematic constraints to tell the story that they can tell. I love RVB a lot, but yeah,
this movie feels like, I feel like if I watched this 10 years ago, I would have been my heart would have been too close to it. I would have been like, this is too much like everything I've seen before. There's not very much original going on here. And like the voice cast is doing their best, but like the main character, the Fa Mulan actor, she's not quite as good. Everyone else is bringing their A game, like acting their hearts out. Like this is actually a very good Alec Baldwin role.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin's great in it. There are, I think, moments for most of the actors except James Woods who can't ever turn it off because that's literally just him.
Yeah.
Where like the
Special shout out to Keith David, who doesn't even play a named character. You cast Keith David, and he's just council member number 1.
He's so good in that role. Like he does like just a few lines, and yeah, no, like. There's a few moments for I think each actor where they used like the first take, and you can tell like the because the luau was going to happen in a couple hours. It really feels like part of the enticement for all of these great actors was they were getting a Hawaiian vacation and got to just sit in the booth and like
honestly,
bounce
I
off
think
of
that
each
worked the
other.
best for Buscemi.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
So he was not all the way on, but honestly, that made him better.
That made him
way.
better. No. He has 2 different ons, which is Spirits Within Armageddon on, and then there's Boardwalk Empire on.
Oh,
very different, both amazing.
Both equally valid.
Yes.
And it's really nice to see Steve Buscemi in a movie where he doesn't look like he's out of the Uncanny Valley. So where's this going?
I like this movie a lot more than I feel like I should.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the spectacle of it is a lot of why I like it. And the context in which it's made is a lot of why I like it, which is not really how I like evaluating movies, especially for the best list.
That's not the ethos of the list.
No, but the thing is, I also just like it unironically as a homage to all the dumb movies I like, and as a frankly better version of them.
In a lot of respects, yeah. Like Alec Baldwin outacts like every actor whose name we've forgotten in the last 2 decades who played that exact role in the 90s and in the 80s especially, and you know, like, and also like 2000s. There's some 2000s stuff there. What'd you say?
Like Troy Baker.
Like Troy Baker. I mean, Troy Baker plays that guy in every video game.
Every video game.
He does,
including Saints Row 3.
He does look
where you can select Troy Baker as a voice actor.
He looked like he should be.
He does look like exactly like he should be played by Troy Baker. In the same way that Steve Buscemi's character looks exactly like he should be played by Nolan North.
And honestly, this is going to be a weird thing. I have the same nostalgia for watching this movie as I do the first time I experienced the story of Uncharted, which is I watched an all cinematic version of it on YouTube as one movie. Except it's elevated in that because
you didn't have to play a bad game.
I didn't have to. Yeah, I didn't have to play a bad game, and I also didn't have to watch other people play a bad game in order to connect the cinematic scenes that existed within that.
Man, God, the first Uncharted is so. Like there's almost a good game there, and then you like run into a shooting gallery full of like 20 guys who you have to take out in a very specific order, or one of them will just kill.
Do you remember that same time that game was coming out, people were complaining about Final Fantasy 13 being all hallways?
I mean, it is up until like 13 hours in.
But they're saying that
there's like a lot more Final Fantasy 13 after it stopped being all hallways.
And people, but no one complained about Uncharted being like the most handholdy game of all time, and even more like turn brain off action stuff.
There was this huge double standard with Japanese games and American games in that era.
Thanks, G4.
Yeah, thanks, Adam Sessler, you jerk.
Jeez. Thanks, online commenters in English language speaking countries.
Yeah, I mean, it was all over forums. There were so many developers who were like, the Japanese have just fallen behind us, and it's like FF13 holds up a lot better than Uncharted 1.
It does.
I believe you.
I wouldn't say Uncharted 2, but the thing is that like Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, The Last of Us 2, all of those games are like exactly the same level of quality, and like they just kind of like peaked there, and that entire genre hit an evolutionary dead end where the only thing you can do is more scripted spectacle. You can't really.
Meanwhile, Final Fantasy 13 decided to go off and do completely weird different directions.
Meanwhile, Final Fantasy 13 has a very interesting battle system that still holds up, and you can see how it evolved into Final Fantasy 7 Remake, into Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy
15.
15. Not 14. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Final Fantasy 15, also Final Fantasy 16. I guess 15 the most, though. 15 and 7 Remake, and
I like it when Prompto takes a selfie mid-battle.
God,
15. That's great. What a good video game. I love... If you told me Bachelor Party, the game, would be the first Final Fantasy game I would play to
Miles, we
completion,
know you are a Fudanchi.
it is so good, though. I love my boys.
No, like FF15 is like one of the best deeply flawed and unfinished games.
I literally cry thinking about it. Like,
Yeah.
not ironically. Like,
Yeah,
I think about, like, this is 2/3 of the best game I've ever played in my life and 2/3 of the best story. And it's just like, oh, what happened to Act 2? Oh, what happened to the first half of Act 3? It's got the perfect Act 1, and then, oh, it's over.
Metal Gear Solid 5 syndrome
Metal Gear Solid 5, at least,
is mechanically perfect.
is mechanically perfect. And so,
Yeah.
like, I can almost look at that as like a fanfic game,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's not even Snake, it's Kiefer Sutherland. So it's like, oh, I'm playing a 24 game.
I mean,
And
Hideo
I'm
Kojima's
being-
name isn't even on it.
And now I'm being the terrorist. It's like reverse 24.
So, where's it going?
Is it
Well,
on the list?
You guys like this movie, right?
I like it a
Do you
lot.
love it?
I will say, here's the thing.
I don't know.
I acknowledge that a lot of my love for it is nostalgia glasses.
I don't know if it is nostalgia
Because
glasses.
It is for
I've been a
him.
fan. For me, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
For me specifically, it is. Because I've been watching it and I've been a fan of it since 2001 or whenever
I mean,
I watched it around
actually, nostalgia glasses is probably correct because, like, at the time it came out, it was like, ooh, this is a little weird. And now I'm like, oh, I miss the Xbox 360 so much.
then. So it's like one of those, if we try to compare it to things that we've already kind of placed, at least in a list, if not like on the list.
I think it's bottom of the stuff that's on the list.
Yeah, it's
Incorrect.
What?
Definitely above Pompo.
Pompo's not on the list.
I know, so I'm saying it might be on the list.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I
Wait,
but
did you
I
say-
don't
wait.
know if I don't know if I like it more than Dress Up Darling.
I'm saying it deserves a spot more than Dress Up Darling or Pompo.
That's your opinion.
I mean, it's an objective fact, but sure, you can call it my opinion.
I would definitely put it above Pompo, but I'm wondering if that's because I literally only watched Pompo a few days ago when we watched it as a group. And
No,
this is a movie that I've known for like a long time.
It's got a much less stupid third act than Pompo.
Is it even anime?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, well, actually, no. I mean, it was an American studio. They
No,
like,
it's a co-production. It is half Japanese, half American.
but it's a Japanese director
So principal
and writer
principal production took place in the United States
with a Japanese team.
with
though.
with a 50% Japanese team. And is Hawaii really America? Are we going to be that colonial?
I mean, Hawaii is more Japan than it is America. If you really want to get into like
boy.
cultural
I think
connections,
there are
between-
a lot of people, including a lot of Hawaiians, who will disagree with you.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Probably.
I would say yes. Amber.
But I mean,
for
like,
that argument, yes.
but in terms of like there's a very deep cultural connection between. I mean, actually, no,
There's
it's
a
more the
deep cultural
Okinawa
collection
the
with this
Okinawan
and
people.
Armageddon by
No,
Michael Bay.
I'm saying there's a connection between the Okinawan people and Hawaiian people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like to me, I think it's okay to call it anime because
Yeah.
it's you know
Sure.
it's
yeah.
Oh no! I mean, to be clear, I'm not actually.
yeah.
I'm being a little pedantic here, or extremely pedantic. But
Yes.
I have no issue with calling it anime.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I also have no issue with it being on the list. And I also think, yes, it's below anything we've talked about that we think it's locked on the list.
Yeah.
But also, I would like to see this
On the
Stay.
list.
on the list. I'm not
It'd be-
confident.
it's
I'm
a-
not confident.
it's a
gonna
I'm
make
not
it.
confident it will stay either.
It's
Neither
a
am I.
bold statement. It's definitely like 80 to 90s if it's on it.
It is near the bottom. I will say that.
But like, I'm mentally slotting it into the best movies, best anime movies. It's not in the top 25. It's not
No.
in the top 30. Is it in the top 50 movies for me? For anime? Probably not. If I'm
So
gonna
here's the
be
thing: if it's not in the
realistic.
top 50 movies, then why would it be in the top 100 all anime?
It's not going to be in the top 100 all
Yeah.
anime. But
But
I kind of want it to be.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's like a very special like time capsule.
Mm.
You know, it's a very special piece of anime history.
But that's not what we're looking for.
That's not what we're looking for.
I mean, yeah.
But it's special to me, and I just watched it yesterday.
Yeah. No,
This is the thing. Like, I got the emotional like value out of it. It's like
Yeah.
it's like when you watch something that is historically important, and you're like, oh no, I get it now.
Mhm.
But also,
And it's also like when you watch that really good movie for the first time, like if you watch it in the theater and then you walk out of the theater feeling like a boss because you just watched a really good film, we're still kind of riding off that.
no,
a bit.
I slept
No?
on it. I slept on like, so I really feel like I slept on it. Like last night, I did not like it all that much. That's not true. Last night when we finished it,
Yeah.
I thought that was way better than I expected. And that was way better than the first 20 minutes would lead me to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Right.
first 20 minutes are a bit of a slog.
No, I love them.
Yeah, you love them?
No,
No.
but I love them
I just like
in
the
the
middle
context
bit.
of the whole movie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
It's the middle bit that I thought was kind of like, okay.
Because they do one action scene in an hour.
Yeah. I mean, the middle bit is also a lot of like
James Woods.
No, I mean James Woods is kind
It's
of
James Woods
carrying it, if anything.
machinations, but not actual James.
But
The middle
no-
bit I'm talking about is when they go to Arizona.
The middle bit is a lot of scenes where it feels like you're about to start playing a level and then it
Yeah.
just goes to another cutscene.
You get the level select in the blue menu, select Arizona, the fly in to go land. Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, so you're saying
There's something special.
Yeah, I agree. I have a lot of respect for Sakaguchi as a game director.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I like modern Final Fantasy, I like Nomura's era of reigning over Square Enix as the guy. That there's something really special about Sakaguchi's stuff.
If you want me to say what I like about modern Final Fantasy, I'm much more of a Yoshi P guy.
Yoshi P, to be fair. Yeah. I mean, Yoshi's more taken over Final Fantasy since...
In fairness, and I haven't played
Kingdom Hearts,
16 yet,
but
maybe I'll be disappointed in his work in 16. But.
Yeah, but no, you're right. It's more Yoshi P, but like Nomura is like...
But like I've
overseeing
lost a lot of time in 14.
Yeah.
A lot of time in 14. So I would put it, again, above Pompo, but Pompo is more recent, so that may change over time. I don't know if I would put it above Dress Up Darling.
Yeah, that's...
So when I say above, I mean like higher up. Like on, so I prefer it to Pompo or Dress Up Darling.
Yeah, that's what I understand.
And he's...
I thought you had Dress Up Darling below Pompo personally.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I don't think you have that anymore then.
Guess that changed in the
time we've been reflecting on this in the last hour or so.
In a little bit of time. No, well, because maybe I just keep reevaluating my thoughts on Pompo because I'm just continually processing it.
You keep thinking about the bank scene and it just keeps going down.
As you digest
Actually,
it. Yeah.
I mean, God damn that bank scene. But no. So yeah, at this moment, I don't know if I would put. I don't think I'd put it above Dress Up Darling, but I would currently put it above Pompo.
So it has no chance.
So that means it's on the list, and Dress Up Darling is too.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Next time on Quest for the Best, Cleopatra.